I think it would be a good Night Stalker game, is what I'm saying, basically. Like, against the Pango, against the Enigma, decent pairing together with the Wind Ranger. We last tour? No, tour one, I think. We were casting some Eastern European Dota, and I believe it was Hellraisers and Gilgear. I might have some teams and names wrong. Was basically saying, look, it doesn't matter that we don't have a ton of stuns, but we have so many ways to just run at people. And I feel like Monkey King, Enchantress, Wind Ranger, Night Stalker are great ways to run at people. And it can kind of throw off your balance a little bit, particularly when you're playing an Enigma, right? You just got to make sure you're not running as a ball together inside of a small choke point.
Go Mars.
Yeah, Mars is pretty good.
Yep.
But the Morb, though.
The Morb, though.
The
So
Morb.
the only real bad matchup.
The Razor.
Well, yeah, sure. Razor's going to go BKB, which is one of the best ways to deal with the Mars, without a doubt. And Rolling Thunder can prove to be quite an issue. And honestly, just dropping Midnight Pulse inside Arena, it can... Like, because you all want to swarm inside the arena, blow one hero up and go from there. So just dropping crap inside of it can be a bit annoying. But it's very good versus tree. I mean, you're always able to find them in the tree line. The lane versus Raze is great because you do have two mobility aspects and kind of spear. I'd be quite... Well, there you go, Ember. So...
I'm not crazy about it. Right? Like, what are you actually doing as Ember this game?
Well, I think, again, it's the role that you were mentioning earlier is that you're going for the backline. Like, you're going for the blink on Tree, the blink on Enigma. They do not have good catch at all. Of course, Pango chain control is not a thing anymore. Overgrowth can be an issue, but Ember will go one defensive item. Maybe even he doesn't feel like he needs that, can just hold BKB because, again, the lack of control. And it's someone that comes online early and really likes the run at you style. And also, have to mention, it is... I mean, it's Alacrity's like top 2 best hero. If he's asking for the Ember in a game 3 where he thinks he can pop off, you give it to him.
I guess. I mean, the thing that I'm concerned about is now you've basically revealed this is a Wind Ranger 4, this is a Monkey 1, this is an Enchantress 5. It's a really strong safe lane, don't get me wrong. I'm just... You might be able to run at people with Ember Spirit, but I'm concerned that you're not actually going to do anything. You don't have any heroes that are going to enable him that much, right? He might be able to jump the backline, he might be able to do some harass, but you're up against a Treant Protector who has living armor and the Leech Seed, which I think might be a bit more of a priority this game. And you're up against an Enigma that if you jump the Enigma, you're in danger of just getting black holed, right? That is the one way to actually lock him down. And if you're going too far away from the rest of the team, you don't have that instant way to be able to break the black hole. Sure, you've got the Boundless Strike and the Shackle Shot, but that requires you to be at least within somewhat range of the team fight. So it really just depends how Polaris are going to position these the Enigma and the Treant Protector in a lot of these engagements.
Dragon Knight.
I like that pick a lot. It gives them... fulfills some of the issues that they were really having with their lineup. A lot of initiation is now can kind of fall on the DK shoulders. Them tower taking is also very important. I'm kind of intrigued though how they're going to set up the lanes. Like DK versus Monkey King Enchantress, I don't think is going to have a fun time at all. Oh, is this a Mizu offlane quap we get to see? This is kind of hype if it is. I think yeah, it's probably going to be. Last time we saw it, he went like strength, so overwhelming blink. He was just unkillable. This is... So what do you do now if you're Polaris? Ooh. They've got some very good lane setups. Monkey into DK, because I think it's going to be a Pango 2, but you might have to flex it now. Go like DK.
Yeah, taking their time to go with their picks. They're actually putting Xavius on the Enigma instead.
Oh, this is hype. I mean, DK has a very good matchup versus Ember. We saw it a lot through the group stages that I was actually like, hang on a second. This DK matchup is kind of more favored for him than I was expecting. I'd probably say like 60-40 because of all the stats you go. It's a 1 DK. So you follow the Razor. I'm pretty sure you put Mizu mid versus Lelouch, because often that used to be the big counter. If Razor's picked mid, you always ban out Queen of Pain. Static Link is useless. So the lane, you have a big answer to him, and as the game goes on as well, it's a really good answer. So you put Mizu mid, you're going to have a side lane Ember, which is a bit awkward, but I think that's the route you go down for your NGX.SEA.
Yep, I would agree with that. Just wherever Razor wants to go, follow him with the Quap, the DK into the Queen of Pain. It's a fine lane for both of them, but that's not what you want for Nigma.SEA. You want the strong lanes. You've specifically drafted around this. You had the second pick overall, and you've said, right, this is how we're going to be able to counter this. So, yeah, I would do exactly that.
Oh, this is hype. This is hype. We get we get a game 3, which is always exciting itself. Of course, in the group stages, we had a best of 2, and it was a 2-0 advantage for Polaris. Now we get to go game 3, decider. You know, the winner will move over to face Execration in the grand finals. Of course, I mean, both sides, really, Polaris, they'd love a rematch. They were knocked down 2-1 with Execration winning that in the upper bracket finals. And, well, for NGX.SEA, they'd love to be there as well. Of course, kind of similar roster, except just with Boom Buoy added. But we have seen in the past, when they were called Galaxy Racer, they have been able to take some trophies over in the BTS Pro Series. And for Polaris, well, this would be their second time in the grand finals. The last time they were there, it was against Boom, where they were 3-0. That was BTS 9. So they'd love to go back and try and get a chip under their belt.
You don't got to bring that one up. It's the last time they were there, they got stopped. They had no chance. I also wonder, like, Natsumi's playing this Dragon Knight. Are they going to, like, try a next level mind game, go for a further swap on top of things, right? Because I feel like you want the Monkey King, if you can, into the DK, as opposed to the Pangolier as well.
Yep.
So maybe they're going to change things around so that the quote-unquote position ones are playing against each other.
So I'm quite surprised we're not seeing this. I think when lanes have, like, when there are a possibility for lane swaps and you have to get the ideal matchup, often what we see is, say, for an example, for Radiant, they'll smoke inside Dire's jungle to the top by the outpost, and they'll drop a ward by that cliff location. Now, Dire can do the same thing, where they can drop it kind of deep inside Radiant's jungle, or even drop a lane ward. What this does is just early scouts are where the lanes are going to be positioned, because quite often we'll probably not see, especially in this game, I don't think we'll see all 5 heroes showing for the bounties, because someone needs to be hidden. So I'm honestly quite surprised no one's done that. Maybe Dire, so to say, have. They've already dropped like a decent ward out down bottom, but it's really not in a position that can kind of see these lanes and, you know, who's going where early on.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. They just want to make sure that they've got the best scope of what's exactly going on in the game, and I don't think we'll see too many people. Maybe the supports will go off to the side to be able to try and steal away and contest some of these runes. Of course, you have to be careful about giving up the first blood, but I think almost all 3 of the cores are going to be hanging around the general area of the mid lane, just in case they need to move.
I mean, you see Mizu,
the shortest pathway.
Sorry, no, I was just going to say, you saw Mizu. Last time I saw him, he only had a Quellion Blade picked up, so it's a little bit different now. Never mind. This is going to be our first blood. Pangolier is going to end up going down. Really nicely done. They had the bound the strike after the swashbuckle, so they were able to close the distance. That is a beautiful start. So I was completely wrong, and I'll take it in full stride. I'm quite surprised they're just going for this Ember into Razor matchup. Alacrity hasn't even gone, like, it's not like he's got early boots or early windlace to play into this, so yeah, this is going to be quite tricky for some of the early levels.
Yeah, I think if there was any game to just go and completely throw all of your roles out the window, it was this one, right? I mean, with Lelouch being able to get that static link off fully onto Alacrity, he actually gets 3 denies in this first wave. So
4.
things
He got
already
all
going
of them.
Amazingly.
All of them. No last hits on Alacrity. So, and now, I mean, that's mid lane. You look at off lane with Mizu. I guess the one nice thing they had, of course, Mizu with the Quellion Blade just went to lane instantly, getting rid of all the trees. So that is really the big answer to the Train Protector. But you're laning to a DK like Natsumi. He's going to go double Bracer maybe, and you're going to probably put more points in Dragon's Blood, and you will well and truly out sustain the Queen of Pain.
out to stay in the Queen of Pain, and just your right-click damage. Right now, he's got a 5 advantage over the Quap. She's going to have to go double Null Talismans into this just to even have the damage, not even talking about the mana cost reduction, right, to be able to contest into this. So Natsume's going to have a great time.
And for me, I'm quite concerned now, because I think this is 2 lanes that should be set up ideally for Polaris to have an advantage. And we are kind of both under the assumption that NGX.SEA have to play fast. And if you don't win your lanes, it's really going to slow down this pace of those early items. As Alacrity, Lelouch actually not going to continue the chase. Okay. But yeah, because of these lanes maybe not going as ideally as what they may have if they swap the lanes up, then those early items are going to come out slower. And that's really going to hurt them with kind of, I think, the pace that they need to set.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Lelouch just uncharacteristically missing a free last hit onto a range creep there, but he'll secure the Mortar Rune at least. Yeah, I mean, we've seen these styles of draft. I know it's been played in the position 1, but even a position 2, position 3 Dragon Knight has shown in recent times that if you give it time, it will scale. It will be a crazy damage dealer in the later stages of the game. Enigma, of course, one of the strongest supports. Tree and Protector, BKB Piercing Disable. You max it out. By that time, you're probably going to have BKBs down at 6 seconds. If you time the overgrowth correctly, BKBs are essentially wasted. So it's just so strong overall for the late game for Polaris right now.
Honestly, I'm saying if it's like 25 minutes in and NGX.SEA don't have like 9,000 net worth lead, and it just doesn't seem like Polaris have much of a window back in, I think then it's very scary. Again, like Dire late game is... Yikes. I mean, that is very hard to deal with. Their team fight, their BKB piercing control, it's not going to be easy at all. So, and that's kind of the cap that I'm going to put on it. But I'm very excited to see if NGX.SEA can execute the fast-paced lineup that I think their draft relies on.
Well, it's going to rely on this bottom lane going amazingly for Nigma. They already got the first blood onto Nevermind, so that does help. But it just needs to continue for that. In your dream, of course. Very, very skilled player individually. He's been left down here solo. That's one of the benefits of playing the Monkey King. Very sustainable, not the highest kill threat against him. And Xavier, he's playing like one of these supports in my pubs.
Oh,
just
no.
going and jungling, saying, this is my role.
So what do we feel like the itemization needs to be for In Your Dream? Because he's got a free lane. So he can, whatever he wants, he can go for. What do you think the route is this game for the Monkey?
Oh... You just want so many things. That's the issue, right? Like, I think he just needs to go all into, like, burst damage, basically. You want to be able to catch out a Razor before he gets the static link off. You want to be able to burst down a Pangolier before he's able to get off the Rolling Thunder and the Swashbuckle and the Shield Crash. Enigma as well, you've only got a certain window, right, where you can catch him before he gets off that full Black Hole Midnight Pulse combination. So anything that he feels is going to give him that extra damage potential is going to be a big win.
Yeah, I think there's definitely different routes of thoughts where In Your Dream can consider a Battle Fury. I know it's a lot more for the late game, but Battle Fury can just get you to that second item faster. And then if that second item is really an impactful one, is Hold That Thought mid lane. I mean, it's a huge kill if they get Lelouch, and Alacrity should be able to. Oh, that's perfect. Yokam with a rotation, gets the shackles, and then Alacrity with the finishing blow. That is huge for NGX.SEA.
It is, for sure. And, well, that's one of the benefits. Last game, you didn't have the capability of making the rotations towards that mid lane to make the Pangolier's life easier. It was a Pugner and a Rubik that you had. This game, though, Wind Ranger, super capable. And Mizu, of course, has a lot more defensive tools at his disposal. He's gone 2 points in the blink just to make sure that he's not dying in the lane.
See, never mind. Up to his shenanigans. He's gone Urn as well. I mean, quite often, I suppose if you... It doesn't really matter, like, if you're not getting kills in this lane. Urn is just such an incredible item, stats-wise, and everything Pango loves. Really like what In Your Dream's doing. They're kind of pulling his own creep wave to Neverminds to make sure it's not a free wave for the Pangolier.
Yeah, what can you do as this poor Pango, right, into this? It's just like, well, I thought I would be able to get a little bit of farm.
TMV? Can I have Xavier to step on over Lelouch as well? So Alacrity goes to the north. Meanwhile, Yokam finds a double shackles, but the damage, it's lacking without Alacrity nearby. They're going to try and give the kill over to Lelouch, and they do just that. The Razor having a very good start, but he is not top of the net worth as the Monkey King currently holding that position.
Your Dream is essentially completely free farming on this bottom side. I'd be surprised if he's missed too many CS at all. Mizu, though, has been able to manipulate the lane a little bit so that he is down here constantly farming underneath his tower. Doing a pretty decent job despite not going any points in the Scream of Pain just yet.
Yeah, very interesting. Playing off the spam?
All about sustain. I think he just wants to free up Jokam to make a lot of these rotations, right? Like, you need to make sure that you're survivable. You might not be able to kill the DK, but as long as you're getting the experience, you're typically okay with how things are going.
Yeah, and he's definitely getting the experience. Almost level 6 picked up for Mizu. They got the urn coming out as well, so you'd love to get the kill instantly. You might need a rotation from Lelouch to try and kill off Dragonite. Got Treads, Bracer, Soul Ring almost completed, so yeah, Natsumi's going to be very difficult to kill.
Jokam up here and him approaching that level 6, you have to be quite careful actually against Mizu. Nice use of the Nature's Grasp though by TMV, making sure to break. Oh, they might make up for the Sonic Wave here on Mizu. Oh,
thinking about it. Is he? He's got the ward. Yeah, so he sees him. This is exactly his location. TMV pings out the high ground, but he will not be right if he drops a sentry nearby. So Mizu instantly with the Sonic Wave available, drops it for a solo kill, has the urn charges, and meanwhile bottom lane we saw Nevermind go down for the second time this game. That was Boombui, who was able to grant himself the kill.
It's the thing, right? You go this Enchantress, you want to be dominating the early game, and
oh, nice play from Lelouch. Okay, that's beautiful. They got aggressive. Lelouch with the backstab, recognizing kind of the blink direction on how Mizu was going to retreat, and was just there and waiting for the kill.
Now with the Elder Dragon form as well, might look to put a little bit of pressure onto this top tower. You've got Jokam making his movement towards the general vicinity. TMV as well, just setting up for the vision, seeing exactly where any kind of defense could look to be mounted from. I wonder if they want to actually take a full 5-on-5 fight here. Lelouch is going to be able to get out of dodge. Don't know if TMV is going to be quite as lucky though. Got the Shard Golem chasing him in.
Looks like the Chain Protector will be killed off, but more importantly, it just keeps everyone else alive. See DKs back to the jungle. Lelouch TP'd mid. One thing to keep tabs on is just the Monkey King's item progression. He is going down for the Battle Fury out front in your dream. I mean, we'll see.
As good of an early game as he has, it's kind of like,
yeah,
it'd be a waste not to, essentially.
And again, this is kind of back on the topic that I was trying to mention before, is that this Battle Fury will get you to that second item a lot faster. And that could be the item that really... Oh, Xavier's... I'm not going to consider it.
Spooking him.
Yeah, spooking him. That's the main thing. Lelouch mid lane. Only a little bit of damage stolen. Alacrity doesn't have the remnants to kind of blow him up, but Xavius with the backstab, remnant under the towers, got a second one available. Xavius should not be able to close the distance. Really nice play out of Alacrity. Does he get lucky though? That's the question. Does he get the rune? Oh, that's a big kill on Natsumi. It's a DD bottom. Hate to see. So Mizu just solo killed Natsumi. And he might even get TMV as well. Is this max out Shadow? It is. Yeah, he's gonna tick out. Ooh, never mind. Swings in. Swashbuckle shield crash. That's enough. It does not look like TMV is gonna tick out though, with 3 points in the living armor.
Yeah, he made sure to be standing inside of the trees as well when he's popping the stick, just for that little bit of extra regen that you get from it on top of the living armor. So nicely done there. Still though, 1v2 kill against a Razor. I mean, sorry, against a DK. You'll take that.
Looks like Natsumi though is gonna make his way down bottom. He's got the Elder Dragon form. They've got the Black Hole as well. So I wouldn't hate, honestly, seeing Polaris kind of group up with these ultimates. You're forced to fight, especially at least force his objective to be claimed, and see if NGX.SEA want to defend it.
This mid lane has gone far better for Alacrity than he had any right to have, though. Like, sure, he's 400 or so behind, but you're expecting a complete domination against a Razor.
But I guess this is also set up because of top lane. Like you said, with how Mizu went for the skill build, it really enabled Jokam to make that early rotation. Or bottom lane.
was unexpected.
That's a big deal. They pop anything significant there?
Back to mid we go as Alacrity. Double shackle. He's able to remnant back to the safety of the tower, but it looks like Boom Booey will be charged down. They've got the Rolling Thunder. It's going to put himself in a difficult position to get connected on, but it will not matter as now Nevermind charging for Yokam, but the Windrun has plenty of movement speed to get out of harm's way. I thought they almost stunned up Alacrity. They'll still continue to hunt Yokam instead, but a shackle's landing will not secure his escape as Xavius letting himself another kill, 1-0-2 actually on the Enigma.
Very nice. Only 400 or so gold away from that Blink Dagger for himself. He's spent a lot of time being a greedy boy in the jungle, just completely abandoning Nevermind on this bottom side. So this game makes a little bit more sense that Nevermind's a little bit behind on the net worth, but we saw his impact there on the Pangolier, able to follow up and secure the kill onto the enemy mid laner for his team.
They're trying to take a stack away, but Alacrity's in the neighborhood to defend this. TMV, a defensive overgrowth. They've got no remnants to chase, but a shackle, at least with the mini stun to hold him back. Alacrity's able to close the distance, but it's going to be the Polaris with the Razor and Pango combo. It's plenty of damage to even up the trade, but they will not get Boom Booey as well. So in the end, a 1-for-1. Mizu even considering about stepping in with the threat of the ultimate.
I'll take that.
Violence about to break out though. Natsumi, he's got the Blink Dagger available for himself. 10 seconds until that ultimate's available. Trying his best to push in this bottom tower, and well, in your dream, he's going to say thank you very much and claim that full split up Eidolon stack. Brings him that much closer to his Battle Fury. But yep, here we go. The violence about to happen in that mid lane. This full roaming squad. You don't really want to go towards bottom, though. You've already achieved the objective there, so it's a roam through the jungle towards the left. Try and catch any stragglers that are farming in the areas that you feel are safe. But in reality, they wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's a very good call. Because you know the monkey just showed bottom in that lane, so if he's going to go anywhere, it's either the jungle very deep or to top. As Natsumi jumps in the lane. It's going to reveal... I think the creeps were there actually giving vision, so maybe it doesn't reveal that ward nearby.
One of the few rare instances where just the single right-click onto the creep wave and pulling it back is actually, unfortunately, a bad idea. Ends up falling down, but it still does mean that in the meantime, the rest of your team has been farming.
Lelouch
finished up the Spirit Vessel.
Picks up the double damage room, but the rest of NGX.SEA looking to show up, but Nevermind instantly with the answer. Is it going to be enough as Xavius reveals the blink as well, but a black hole only onto the Enchantress, not the greatest ultimate. They're turning to Mizu next, but they've already used all their stuns, so Mizu's able to blink out to safety. And meanwhile, we did see the Razor go down. Who got the kill for that? It was Boom Booey, claiming a little bit of a streak.
Pretty decent job. I mean, the bigger deal for mine is that they got so baited away towards the left-hand side of that team fight instead of actually securing the tier 1 tower. You made that rotation through. Sure, you were able to secure the kill onto the Wind Ranger previously, but any kind of smoke at this stage needs to get not just a kill. It needs to get a kill and an objective. You're not at that point where, like, the death time is 70 seconds and it's going to open up Roshan, or it's going to open up the high ground. You need to actually get a tower as well on top of it. Otherwise, it's time wasted that you could be spent farming instead.
Because you see who's farming right now. It's In Your Dream on the Monkey King. He's top of the net worth, and the death on the Razor. Meaning that In Your Dream's continuing to grow a bit of a gap between Razor and the Monkey King. He's opting for the BKB as his item after the Battle Fury.
Xavius needs to be a lot more conscious about where exactly he's sending his Eidolons, because that's twice now that you were able to get a full double wave, like the split Eidolons through on In Your Dream. And he doesn't even need to use the Boundless Strike anymore now that he's got the Battle Fury as well. It's just Primal Spring, a couple of right clicks, and they're all claimed.
Fire, looking to smoke though. Nevermind and TMV pathing their way into Radiant's jungle where they have a ward set up. They will not run into Alacrity for the moment. TMV might be able to get a deep ward down. Yokam scouts him out. He's going to start with the overgrowth, and this can help Nevermind to close the distance onto Alacrity. But again, the chain control is something that's not really a possibility for the Pango anymore. But in the end, they do get 2 kills across the map. All the supports not available now for this defense.
Got the regen on Natsumi with a DK. You've still got the remainder of that corrosive breath that, I mean, they should be able to get a little damage in onto this tower. I don't know if it goes down still, though.
2 points in Wukong's. They want to try and defend. In your dreams, even considering about showing up.
They're going to scare him away. So, again, it's another smoke that results in just one kill. You get a D ward and you get one kill, but no Elder Dragon form, no tower.
Do you smoke now if you're Radiant? Like, it looks like they're grouping up to make a play.
I don't know if they need to. I think they could still just make use out of this Battle Fury timing, right? Get what it was meant to get, which is that early BKB. Go for all the smokes you want after that stage, but for now, it doesn't feel like they're quite ready. I mean, they're so close to Gale Force as well on Jokem as well, which is going to push them into an inopportune position. You're going to be playing around that Wukong so much more. I really want to see them just be a tiny bit more patient on Nigma.SEA.
Okay. So just get this next set of items and then you kind of spring into action?
Yeah, I would honestly even say that, I mean, they might not even need to make an aggressive attempt because you know that Polaris feel that they've got the tools to be able to take this team fight. Again, their 5-on-5 team fight is overwhelmingly strong, so you know that they're going to be grouping up and coming into you. So,
Xavius, he's got the black hole if need be, but the hesitation means that Mizu will get out. Natsumi wasn't able to close the distance with the blink, so a missed opportunity there, but they do have everyone nearby still for the siege. I go for the Rolling Thunder instead. They still have the ward drop down. Gale Force gonna disrupt the combo, even a Sonic Wave as well, just to give enough space for Alacrity. They do blink on cooldown. He's only got 2 points, and now with the jump in, Dragon Tail is out. But in your dream, it's gonna look to try and lay down the Wukongs, but there will be no stuns to hold them in place. They've got the ward on the high gun, so they see exactly where the Enigma is located. They're not worried about him at the moment. They will not catch up to anyone else.
It's a good movement by Polaris again. Like I was saying before, they've got amazing 5v5 team fight. They look to take advantage of it every single chance that they can. And at the time, all of those ultimates were available for them. Still holding on to the black hole for now. I think that could have potentially gone in Nigma.SEA's favor if they just had that BKB available on the Monkey King, but he's still just the recipe shy of being able to claim that for himself.
Where's he? Still a decent chunk ahead of everyone. The fact that Natsumi has the net worth that he has, of course, he's had Ag Shot really not for that long. I mean, you've had Battle Fury, what, for 6 minutes at least, whereas Natsumi's only had kind of the Ag Shot for like a minute 30, we'll say, maybe 2 minutes would be generous. So the fact that he is as farmed as what he is right now is big props to Natsumi and his farming patterns.
Would help if in your dream moves his Mithril Hammer into his inventory instead of the Orb of Venom, but, you know, there's little things like that can make the difference. It might mean 1 or 2 extra right clicks in a creep wave.
Xavius. Yeah, they're gonna jump. They're not really too afraid of an Enchantress, especially not the Razor, someone who does not give a damn about the untouchable.
Same thing with the Pango. This time around, Nevermind doing a much better job of at least staying level with his opposing offlaner. And he's working his own way into the Spirit Vessel. Going to be very nice against a Monkey King. Force him to use that BKB earlier than he would like, just to make sure he's got that capabilities of standing, man-fighting, life-stealing. But, I mean, they're pretty mobile right now on Polaris. Pango doesn't want to be in one spot. DK... he can move around. He has the slow on his Elder Dragon form. Of course, Razor doesn't want to be locked in place either. Again, all ultimates available. Minus the Elder Dragon form, but it's got half duration left.
This ward, man, it's giving them way too much information. They're going to look to jump Mizu. Yorokem's nearby to try and disrupt this once again with the Gale Force, but the damage has been dealt. And now they've got the threat of the Enigma as well, so they're going to be cautious how they retreat. Yorokem's going to win run back to the safety of the tower. Vision. That's going to be a gigantic thing through pretty much the mid to late game now, because both sides, I mean, it's really Radiant that need to kind of jump the backline supports, and it's dire that if you see them clumped up, then you're instantly going to pounce on that your big black hole opportunity or even a big overgrowth. So really looking at the vision game with how both the supports on either teams are able to set their team up for victory.
This is the thing as well, you know, I was mentioning before about, yes, they were needing some kind of backline dive, and that's why the Ember Spirit came out on Alacrity. Of course, very good Ember Spirit player. Don't want to say he's wrong about picking it up, but it does feel like they are lacking damage, and that's a big reason why this Enchantress has gone into this Dragonlance build instead. She feels like she needs to be that additional damage source.
Xavius. Defensive BKB will be right. They're going to see the ward. You'd love to protect this. It's really, well, it's the only one that Radiant have at the moment.
It's not too often you see the position 5s go this full impetus route. You know, we much more commonly see the... Oh, they ended up smoking underneath that ward, I believe, so...
Oh, look at the Boundless! It's a lot of damage on Lelouch early on. Has an opportunity for the BKB Static Link in your dreams. Going to use the defensive Wukongs to buy Mizu some space and time. The Cop's going to be okay. It's a wasted Rolling Thunder. Ooh. And Polaris.
It's a skirmish for pretty much nothing, right? Like, it's... I feel like every time you've got the opportunity to take a team fight like that, and you're ready to, like, these BKBs are at such a premium on Nigma.SEA side, right? It's a 5k net worth advantage now for Polaris. It feels like more, just because of the potential that their lineup has. So, you know, the fact that you're reducing these BKB durations against an Enigma, it's a little bit of a factor for... you know, the stun component, not so much for the black hole. So I feel like if you're black holing on top of a BKB early on, even if it doesn't secure you the teamfight victory, you're pretty happy that you're just wasting that BKB for any kind of offensive potential, because you know, again, that Overgrowth, especially now that TMV has the Blink Dagger, is going to be your big game closer, basically. 5 seconds eventually on, 6 seconds eventually on the BKB durations, and he's almost hitting up onto level 12, so that's going to be that 4-second Overgrowth lockdown.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alacrity's going to do whatever he can to try and slow down this siege. I do not believe the Ember can stop them from taking a tier 2 tower, so Polaris going to continue to open up the map. We have outposts soon to be claimed. Looks like Radiant, I mean, they want none of it though. They're just playing the opposite side of the map, trying to get what little farm they can.
I still feel like they got damage issues though. You know, Mizu, he's a good player, but I feel like this Queen of Pain, his skill build has been a little bit too utility focused. A lot of emphasis is being put onto this Enchantress and what she's able to do, but haven't quite, seen it yet from Bumbui.
Smoke off from Polaris. Cam's going to be in a position to see Xavius, so this will give enough time for the rest of Radiant to maybe make it up. Mizu's actually still in trouble. He's got the Yours to potentially buy some time, but the chain control coming through thick and fast, and gets it off the last second, but the damage will rain in afterwards. Radiant, they're still actually posturing like they want to take the fight. Shackles clipping onto Roshan as well. Okay, team.
Poor guy.
Sing my praises.
He was just standing there, just chilling. Then he gets a bunch of... What would you even call shackles? Like a rope?
Yeah, I suppose so. It brings him out of his den?
Was into that stuff.
Oh. Come on now. I was like,
Shaman. I just didn't know.
we know now. It's okay. You thought she was innocent. That's okay. Understandable. Look, she's got a cute little bird on her. I actually have not even noticed that bird. Do you... I don't know. Is this set good? It's the Arcana, right? Yeah, I don't know. Is it a good Arcana?
Yeah. I think it's a good Arcana. I mean, when you wind run near the trees, they even like sway left to right.
Oh, okay. So that makes a good Arcana.
There's no pleasing you, is there?
I'm questioning. I'm not
You're just
saying...
a grumpy boy today.
Grumpy? What the hell? Casting finals, what do you mean? How can I be grumpy? Get some crazy teams battling it out. We get Lelouch as well. He's chilling. 8-2-3. He's having a very good game.
Radiant's top tower
This
is under
Lelouch has
attack.
got refresher, working on the plate mail afterwards. And I'm starting to get pretty worried for NGX.SEA, Danog. I don't know.
Yep. You have worse team fight. You have worse supports for late game. You have no ways to deal with the BKBs once they're popped outside of the Monkey King, really, and he's going to be static linked. So what do you do against that? He's going to have a plate mail eventually. So even if you somehow are able to avoid it, you probably can't kill him. It's not looking good.
You say that Enigma has a Philosopher's Stone and is already halfway towards refresher?
Oh, great.
Yeah, exceptional. Have fun with that. So, I mean, we've got level 20 on In Your Dream. 7-second reduction in the Bound the Strikes down to 15. You're also working on the Skadi, which is going to be picked up shortly. I'm sure a Titan Sliver will definitely help out the position 1 Monkey. Yeah.
That's the fight. If you don't win that fight and use it to go into Roche, then I don't see a way for Nigma.SEA to be able to come back into this. Like, they are still... Polaris is still a lineup that is very reliant on its ultimate cooldown. So if you have something like the second life at your disposal, that's going to be a huge win for them.
See how kind of freeing it is, though, from Radiant to be able to play with wards. Almost have, like, this triangle set up.
He's got it. He's just going to sell the Iron Branch, pick it up, probably smoke with the rest of the team. What's the vision look like for Polaris right now?
Mizu might be in trouble. That's him. He's going to jump. Mizu doesn't get the blink off fast enough. Now all the damage raining down, even Rolling Thunder for good measure. And now they're going to turn to the backline. Lelouch charging down Boom Buoy. Enchantress, quick and easy kill. And now back inside the lane as Xavius drops the black hole, but the damage lacking. So the Ember's able to remnant out, but they have caught a glimpse of Yokam, who will also escape thanks to the win run. But we are continuing to see the issues. It doesn't even matter. Like, it wasn't a good black hole. Wasn't really excellent spell casting. It's just the fact that Dire just running at NGX.SEA and they're just worried. They can't really stand their ground and force fights.
This is a pretty big window. I mean, that's one of the downsides of making these plays and not succeeding with them early on, is that the heroes that died, they're back up. You could see that In Your Dream was pump faking the Wukongs. If he used that, I would have been very disappointed, because now you've got this window. You know there's no black hole. He still doesn't have enough for the refresher. You don't have the Pango Rolling Thunder for a little bit. I'm a little surprised that they're not doing more to group up together.
Ooh, never mind. Oh, they got him.
Nice.
That's Roche. You got to get an objective out of it. You also got to make sure you get the kill first. You were just mentioning, like, yeah, that's the issue. If you don't really get a good ultimate, the cooldowns, at least the death penalties, are very low. I think this opens up the pit.
They got to go straight into this. You have to, Roche. I think they're being very greedy here by going for more. There's no real purpose for it.
Lelouch, he's got the BKB refresher as well. They're going to jump into the middle. Lelouch has an opportunity for the BKB. He's now zapping away the damage and wants to go back in. As In Your Dream gets the ultimate off. The bonus armor is going to do nothing. As Polaris now can start to swarm towards the stragglers. Yokam to the north. But Natsumi will not be held back. Protected for the BKB. That was an opportunity gone begging, and now Polaris, they're the ones that are thinking about the pit.
Yeah, they did not need to do that. They just went up forwards for no reason whatsoever. They had the perfect pick-off. You knew that the Pangolier wasn't able to rejoin the fight. Even if he did, he wouldn't have had any kind of ultimate potential. You knew the Enigma wasn't ready to fight. DK actually had 25 seconds left on his Elder Dragonform cooldown, so he wouldn't have wanted to fight. And yet you go further, you get what? A Tree and Protector and a buyback out of him, and you lose Roche? Not
They're going to try
ideal.
and steal it.
You could try. It's going to need to be a huge play like that wins them this game. They don't have any remnants.
Oh, he's going to
He's
blink
got
in.
one.
I mean, Mizu can follow up afterwards. That's going to be the last
Oh,
one.
he nearly got it. He got the kill. But it would have needed a play like that to be able to convince me that they've got a chance of coming back into this one.
6,000 deficit. Ages given over to Mr. Lelouch. And what, 9% probability for NGX.SEA. A difficult position for them to come back in, as we are both saying that this game gets even more grave for them the longer they are in it.
Yeah, it's looking rough. Natsumi, he's incredibly farmed. He's reached up to his level 22. He's got his Aghanim Scepter as well, so he is just a very, very tanky boy. Even from that position 1 role as a DK, you are capable of scaling to this potential.
All right, so in your dream, he's going Scepter next. He's got a Crystallis queued up, which I don't hate, definitely, because we're both saying, well, you're saying that they're damage issues. Remind me, if he goes Bash, the little clones can Bash, right?
I'm pretty sure you can.
So
I don't want to be the authority on that.
Sure. Yeah, yep, sure. So like a pseudo black hole answer in a way.
That's optimistic, I'll say that.
I have a very good ward in the tree line. Scout up Mizu, anyone else nearby. Just looking to deal with their lanes.
They're very close to getting AC on Lelouch as well.
Oh, very nice. The Arcane on Alacrity. I mean, anything you can get. Fresher as well on the Enigma. Oh boy. It's got the level 3 in the ultimate. 160-second cooldown.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Again, I mean, they really are not the ones on the timer. Yeah, you'd love to get use out of the ages. You got 3 minutes left on it. You can just keep farming. Like, what are we close to? Again, you just got Refresher.
Shadowblade on Natsumi, maybe.
Okay. And yeah, Lelouch just picked up Assault Cuirass, so maybe he was just waiting for the items to be delivered, and then it's ready to rock, and they'll do just that. Smoke connecting to top.
There we go. Just wait for the courier for Natsumi, and then you're golden. They're only able to play around this triangle vision, and that's where Polaris are just going to walk on forward. It's going to be Yokam that gets caught out here. So if he's able to get away, no, he will not, even with the 4 stuff.
Oh, Natsumi's going to see the Enchantress in the tree line, along with Mizu. Never mind with the double stun. They're going to try and bounce back, and now it gives an opportunity for TMV. They won't even need the overgrowth. So yes, they put all their attention onto the Queen of Pain, so the Enchantress is able to TP up, and now that's 2 down, and I mean, this is high ground soon to be under siege.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I know he's going into the Aghanim Scepter. I almost want him to get the Shadowblade, the Silver Edge instead on In Your Dream. I guess they're around the same cost, so it's like, going to be about as good. It doesn't feel like there is a right decision for them to make right now on Nigma.SEA. They're facing elimination right now.
Oh, this ward as well on the back line. All right, there we go. They're going to get rid of it. I will say that I've always been very impressed with Nigma.SEA on how they've been able to come back from games when they've been behind and it looks like they're just out of it. I mean, we had the opportunity to cast them through Tour 1, where that was the tour where they were in Division 2, and then they were able to be promoted. It felt like they were never out of any game. And even though this one is looking very difficult, we'll never count them out. Seems like they will always have some crafty way to be able to find an angle back in, or a fight that might even resemble at least a decent fight to be able to, you know, defend higher ground, and all of a sudden you can go from there. But it's it's still not easy.
Still not easy. I mean, they're going to look to probably get the last outer tower here with the remnants of this Aegis. Got 40 seconds left on the Razor. Might even look to go for a pickoff here onto Alacrity instead with the Shadowblade.
Dude, don't stick around too long. At least he reset away from that hard camp location, so he's a little bit further from the tower, but his remnant's not far enough away. He's got BKB, blink up in a couple of seconds. Oh, he's not going to go for the... Okay, protect for the BKB. Had me worried. I thought he was going to blink afterwards. Not required. BKB was still rocking and rolling. So that's everyone down bottom, which now enables In Your Dream to be able to shove out top.
He's getting closer to that Aghanims for himself. He still is scared, despite all the heroes that made their rotation down towards the bottom side. He barely feels like he can use a Boundless Strike down here. They still haven't... Oh no, they did, sorry, clear out the Observer Ward from the Tinker Ward position. And In Your Dream, again, just hugging that safe vision that he's got around this triangle. It's actually kind of important that Bumbuy, he sticks around, but you don't want to be leeching too much of this experience away from In Your Dream. He's so close to his level 25, which could be huge. Previously, when we've seen those big turnarounds, I don't think Natsume should be in any danger right now.
Radiant's middle tower.
You get the deny, at least.
Let's go.
It's been on the back of Mizu, making plays around like Darkseer and Mars and Sand King and these sorts of heroes. This time around, Queen of Pain, it doesn't have that playmaking potential. You'll be there to maybe, you know, get a kill onto an Nigma before he's able to black hole or things like that. But for me, this is all on the back of Alacrity, In Your Dream, and Jokam. Like, if Jokam and In Your Dream in particular are able to synergize together with the Gale Force pushing people constantly back into a Wukong's command when they don't have BKBs, then maybe they can get the miracle turnaround. But outside of that, it just feels so rough.
Well, we do have the first level 25 of the game. In Your Dream's going to go for the additional Wukong's command ring. I feel like you see this, I'll say 99% of the time. I'll give that 1% for the 0 cooldown Primal Spring. They are charging into the triangle.
They want to protect their vision.
They get a nice initiation onto the Tree Protector. TV has an opportunity to pop it, but now Xavier jumps in. The black hole onto 2, and that's all they needed before In Your Dream was able to lay down the Wukong so they could control their high ground. He's popped the refresher as well, so Alacrity's going to be cautious. There we go. The second round, all they needed onto 1. Now they do have buybacks. Let's see how greedy they get on Polaris. Onto the Queen of Pain. Mizu, he's bursted down, but they're the buybacks. They're all coming back in. The Malefic's so stunning In Your Dream, so we can't pop the Wukongs. Polaris, can they keep Nevermind alive? They will not be able to. Was that all 5 buybacks?
I think it was 4. Jokam still got his.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, I mean, they nearly made that miracle turnaround happen with the buybacks, but probably not the situation you wanted it to be in. I just have to commend Xavius there. Obviously, hitting the black hole onto 2, but it's just the fact that he did it literally split seconds after the BKB was popped by In Your Dream, making it effectively useless. I love that. Like, he was just constantly there, constantly playing around the fact that you wanted to nullify the impact of this BKB because the chain lockdown came through from Nevermind, which meant that he wasn't able to use it at the very beginning of the team fight.
And we didn't even see the Wukongs as well be a factor at all. Because, like you mentioned, you got the black hole before, sorry, after the BKB, and well, it's a big drop down in regards to the graph. 4 buybacks is costly. It's not even like they can get Roche, and they can't get any towers. What's top looking like? Yeah, top's going to be fine. So they will not lose anything on Polaris. I mean, maybe giving...
How often do you see 4 buybacks and your win probability increases by 5%?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Mr. Gaben works in mysterious ways. Oh, that is...
Where's the patch, Gaben? That's what I want to know.
I was going to say
I want solved.
We're waiting for the qualifiers, hopefully. Come on.
Sure.
Well, let's say that. TikTok, Mr. Gaben. We want our goddamn patch. We'll get it. We got a Bloodthorn on Alacrity, Ags on In Your Dream, and for the other side is Aeon Disc onto Xavier. So both sides continuing to find an injection of items.
Man, the uptime for Natsume's Elder Dragon form is going to be crazy now. He's got the Spell Prism available for himself, so yeah, enjoy your 30 seconds without Elder Dragon form.
What is he going for after? Upgraded Blink?
Whatever the hell he wants. Essentially, yeah, upgraded Blink's fine. Oh, okay, no. I mean, that would have meant 100% uptime on the Elder Dragon form, so kind of good that he gets rid of that. Just using the Enchanted Creep to scout out the potential Roshan.
4-second downtime. Love to see it. Giving Natsumi a sentry. Try and deal with the higher gun. What do you really do versus the Black Dragon? 4k health as Polaris charging to the middle of the fight. They need to scout out Xavius. Alacrity's going to fulfill that role. Aeon Disc going to be popped back towards the middle. The Wukongs. It's a lot of damage on Lelouch, but they're unable to secure the kill with a Sonic Wave. It will do it in the end. Slide of Fist, and that's enough. Okay.
They had to pop the Wukongs for that. That was all on the back of Alacrity. Like, he is showing why he is rank 1 MMR on the SEA leaderboards. He didn't even need to pop his BKB for that either. Went in onto the backlines, popped the Aeon Disc on the Enigma, popped the Black Hole, sorry, not the Black Hole, the BKB, and forced him to have to play a little bit more defensively, just not to die. And with that space, they were able to take out the Razor.
So that is how the next couple of team fights really could look. I think that's almost like a teaser on how we're going to see NGX.SEA try and take these fights. It's Razor charging in or DK charging in. You drop Wukongs down and then Alacrity jumps in Nigma and gets rid of that counter initiation potential. So I think that was, like you just mentioned, I mean, the most ideal fight for NGX.SEA. And I think they have to continue taking fights very similarly to that.
TMV's position is great right now. It's daytime. He's standing on the low ground, so you have that slight extended vision of where you can actually see. So a lot of times people just say they play around the fact that the enemy might have the high ground cliff warded, and so you can actually hug the left side of the Roche pit to get inside. But TMV, just with his positioning down there, means that they can't. They can't find a way to sneak into that Roche pit. Even a smoke would have popped if they did it. So really good positioning coming through from the new member at Polaris.
Yeah, TMV's looked very good. This is Grind Sky Esports and Ground Zero as well. Very impressed with the addition from him. It's not looking like it's not a crazy, big overgrowth games. Of course, we still got plenty of game time left here for TMV to have a performance like that. But just, with his Stream Protector, his Game 1 performance, Game 2. Yeah, I've been very impressed with the new addition.
To the attack speed on Razor. So despite the fact that he's got the refresher, not wanting the 4 static link charges on the Lelouch, wanting to deny away, or rather have that burst damage potential against someone like the Ember Spirit. If you get him linked, maybe force him to drop that little bit lower. Going into the Abyssal Blade here on Alacrity. It feels like another one of these games where he needs to do a lot of it on his own.
Just grouping up on Polaris. There we go. Smoke is out. Long
Buyback
wraparound. What do we got?
2 minutes still left on the buyback timers for Enigma.SEA.
Nice read. Smoke's gonna pop. Mizu instantly blinks out. Bumbui though. Gale4's gonna buy him some time. They might lose the ward. Bumbui's actually gonna place another ward, so they're thinking about taking a fight nearby. Rolling Thunder. At the moment, they're able to find the backline saviors. He's on to the Ember Spirit. In Your Dreams, gotta be cautious. Well, for the second Black Hole, dropped on the Monkey King. They will not have an answer, as all the cores are in trouble with. They haven't got the damage. Oh, they don't even kill the Monkey King, as now Lelouch steps into their domain, and Mizu and Yokam do it all.
Oh, you love to see it. What a great turnaround. It was just... Look at Monkey King's damage, 9.3 thousand in that one team fight. The additional Wukong's command ring, meaning that you just could not fight into that. The Gale Force as well, pushing them all constantly into it. You wanted to be there. You wanted to connect onto that black hole so that you could take out the priority targets. And look at this. The buybacks come. If they win one more team fight like that, Nigma.SEA might be able to close this one out.
You gotta wait for Wukongs. Another quick thing to mention is the bonus armor. I think was a big thing on Wukongs why I didn't die. What do we got? Aegis, Agshot. I don't do it overly fast, but you won't have Ember or Enchantress. So buybacks.
You don't have the threat of the black hole, so you can actually look to commit in pretty deep here. They'll know that he used double black hole.
How worried of Aegis are you, though? Because if you die in Wukong's, I think you die a second time. Yokam's gonna jump. Trying to give them information. Roche is still relatively healthy, so they're gonna go to the north. In Your Dream pounces in. The Wukong's, he's gonna look to secure it himself. He needs to open up some slots. He's gonna be able to do so. But Roche isn't falling overly fast. TMV jumps in. Who gets the Aegis? It's going to be the Monkey. So Monkey's playing with a second light, but off to the west. Mizu blinks away, but it will not matter. Never mind a Natsumi. Hot pursuit. Lelouch's going to be cautious. He didn't static link In Your Dream. The lucky shot's going to buy them a little bit of time, so they've been able to kite the Monkey King for the first life. How can they set themselves up though? 5 heroes on Polaris first. The Monkey King. Bash is raining down. Lucky shots as well. The disarm will make sure there's no opportunity for him to stand his ground in manfight. Now they're on to Yoken next as well in the river as Polaris dropping bodies left, right, and center.
Yeah, they use the buyback there on the Wind Ranger, so she is out of the game for the next 100 seconds. They did delay that 2-minute buyback timer, though, that I was talking about before, so you've got it available for this Monkey King. 20 seconds left for the Wukongs. You won't have Mizu, though. He had to buy out just to give them any kind of opportunity there with the Refresher Orb.
They got a gem on Dire? They do. TMV's got one.
They have it on Pango as well.
I was going to say, it's a very good ward placement if they can get away with it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Just give it up, I think.
Yeah. Aghanim Scepter on Razor means that this is far too much to have to deal with.
You could... respect.
Yeah. I think they don't want to have to pop the Refresher if they don't need to, and I think you would probably need that to be able to get the full value out of the Eye of the Storm. So just take the easy thing while you can.
Alright, well, it's going to be Megas. I don't think even a Monkey King buyback is going to stop this. Pops it for the second Eye of the Storm. Alacrity's going to jump. It's a lot of damage. Lush with the BKB. He's going to be able to run himself out. They drop the ward. They're going to look to utilize this TMV. Beautifully done. Just a Trim Protector. It's nothing crazy, but getting the ward down on the backline to give them that opportunity to jump, and they do buy back on the Monkey King, so the threat of Mizu being up shortly is going to push them away, or will it? What's the play?
Man, they've dropped down those wards, so they're always conscious of, okay, well, maybe we can fight if they're in a terrible position. I think they're pinging it out as well, saying, hey, this area, that's where Tree and Protector came from. If there's anywhere that has vision, that's where it's going to be, and eventually does buy out for that Silver Edge on In Your Dream. Why not? It's a big pet peeve of mine, seeing someone who's bought back, who has no capability or no reason to hold on to gold, continue to do so.
They're going to miss it. No. That's no good. That's really no good.
Oh, the DD as well.
Oh, he's got a bottle still. They got Lincolns now. I'm not really going to help you versus the Basher. Maybe versus the Abyssal, though. Well, definitely versus the Abyssal. Xavier's level 25 too, so he's got the +5 Eidolon conversion. He went for the +50 damage in the Eidolons at level 20, so if they don't deal with this Enigma, it comes down to...
I mean, base is going to melt regardless.
Yeah, I was going
to... Eye of the Storm, Forking, you've got Natsumi there with his... Oh, the Dragon Form.
Alacrity. Scary, man. All on the line.
I mean, if he does that and he's caught in position, like, Sleight of Fist, sorry, the Remnant has a cast point now of 0.01, I think. So you could just BKB and then Black Hole on top of where he would have started that Sleight of Fist from, right? Maybe that's why. You're feeding him a lot of gold, and you might say, oh, it's just to help them push, but I honestly think it might be a bait just to set up for Xavier's to hit that Black Hole.
False sense of security. I mean, you can Sleight and Remnant out. If you've already got a Remnant up, just Remnant out throughout Sleight. You should be fine.
Yeah, but if you're mid-Sleight, and you don't have the second charge, for example.
Strikes twice.
I saw this ward it's hurting me looking at this. It well and truly could be the reason why they lose this game. Just inches off from catching up with this Sentry.
Well, they've got the Wraith Pact on the Enchantress now. That's going to help them a little bit.
I don't have one of theirs. Come on, lads. What are you doing? This item's broken. I asked Danog what's the most broken heroes, and he put Wraith Pact in top 3, so...
I did. Wraith Pact is a broken hero.
Alright, what... So we were kind of...
out the Mjolnir holding Courier, which is a pretty big deal as well.
What is an ideal fight? What does it look like for NGX.SEA?
Polaris internet cuts out, and then
Hate
you're
to see
able
it.
to fight against 0 heroes.
I got a 5% chance. You're talking a bunch of smack.
We're putting the faith in the Filipino internet here.
Well, 9 Filipinos in this game, so Polaris have 4 as well. I don't know. You got to get rid of this Lord.
I mean 9. Nigma
sorry.
all over Southeast Asia.
Sorry, I was looking when I was. Sorry, I thought for some reason I putting execration in there. Execration and Polaris.
You're already doing it. You're already counting Nigma out.
No,
I
I'm not
see.
doing that.
I see how it is. Well, they smoked underneath that ward that's still alive, so they're going to have exact location of everything, and yeah, just means that Xavius is like, all right, Eidolons, go.
Ocam's going to charge into the middle. Got the high ground vision, but they don't see TMV. They're going to get back to the base now as well. The Rolex under the backline. They're able to run into Mizu. The chain control, it's perfect. Mizu's gone, but he's got to buy back to rejoin them. Off to the side, though, Xavier's first BKB is going to be wasted. He's got the Aeon to play with. They'll pop it early. Do they continue to hunt, though? His pops a refresh shot. Nice, Remnant. Great reaction to Lacquer. He's able to get out, but they're still going to be cautious, though. Second round, ready to rock and roll. Do they want to go for the Razor instead? Wukon's going to get laid on the deck. The Razor's in trouble with the damage ramping up. Force up. Lelouch doesn't make it on the high ground. The Razor's going to try and stand his ground to Manfight, but the Sonic Wave pushing him back inside the ring. And now it will not matter, though, as Natsumi, the damage ramping up. The Black Hole finally coming out from Xavier's will run into Mizu. But
here we go.
He's able to rejoin them with the help of In Your Dream. Enigma's gone. They're turning to Natsumi next. They've got the outpost and they've got the buybacks. They've got to get out. You've got to get out, NGX.SEA. You can't stick around. Chain control bashes are up. And they will surround the Monkey King. In Your Dream. No buyback. Alacrity's going to get stunned to the last second. No remnants as well. And that might be all she wrote as the base in shambles from the creeps.
Yeah, no buybacks on anyone anytime soon outside of the Wind Ranger, but I don't think you could do anything solo against 4 heroes on Polaris. It was an admirable effort for sure. Jocam can look to buy back here, but no, they call it. GG, well played. And that was exactly what you want out of a Game 3 in a lower bracket final. Big props to Nevermind in that last fight, by the way. Xavius was caught out. He didn't have the BKB for that black hole that he eventually was able to land there, forcing out buybacks out of multitudes of heroes. But it was really the Pango that set up for that. So after a really unideal laning phase for a couple of games now, he's really come through with that late game potential.
Yeah, it's been, like you said as well, what a exceptional way to be able to at least close out the lower bracket finals. Unfortunately for NGX.SEA, we will not see them playing in the grand finals, but Polaris, well deserved. Like, it was just, it definitely felt like it wasn't perfectly executed. For a majority of that game, I was very impressed with Polaris, but it got to that later stages, and again, NGX.SEA just doing things that we've seen them do in the past, where they're able to find windows back into the game where it feels like there really shouldn't be a window.
Yeah, and you have to wonder as well if things could have potentially been a little bit different if they went for that lane swap. The Pango, sorry, not the Pango, the Ember Spirit not having to go into the Razor. At the end of the day, maybe they wanted to not make things too crazy, you know, in an elimination game to potentially go to the grand finals of another pro series. Like, it's just that sort of thing where how much of, you know, wacky stuff can you really try all at once? But them's the breaks, and there can only be one winner, unfortunately, for Nigma.SEA. Much like Miracle, Mizu is also out of another tournament. So, let's see what Polaris is able to do in their rematch against Execration from the upper bracket finals.
Yes, like you said, the rematch is set. The grand finals are set as well. It's going to be Polaris taking on Execration. None of these organizations have won the BTS Pro Series so far. This is our 11th iteration of it, so we'll see if this can be the first time. Well, it will be. One of these orgs will finally get their first win under their belt. It's going to be a long break, half an hour. well and truly deserved, though. Go get some drink, go get some food, come back because we have an exceptionally hype best of 5 in store for us. We'll see you guys after the break.